Tragically, a little over 3 weeks ago, Chief Petty Officer retired Navy SEAL Chris Kyle was murdered on a shooting range in Texas. Initially, we looked at this as a gun violence issue. It wasn't. It was a tragic murder. Then we looked at it as a peer counseling issue. It wasn't. It was a fellow soldier, fellow veteran, trying to help a fellow veteran with issues. Unfortunately, CPO Kyle was not aware of just how many issues this former Marine had. He was taking the advice of family and friends that this guy just needed to get back into life. Sadly, he needed more than getting back into life. He needed treatment, he needed caring, and then get back to doing what he did best. But it does bring to light the issues of the treatment of the veterans by the Department of Veterans Affairs. They add to the stress that veterans of all generations, Korea, Vietnam, the Cold War, Desert Storm, OIF, OEF, have to deal with. The VA has a medication to solve every problem. They have a counseling session to solve every problem. What they don't do is teach the veterans or allow the veterans to feel normal again. They feel that the clinicians, be they medical teachers, the psychologists, the social workers, etc., they know better than the veterans. So we'll give them medication, their pain will go away, their medical and mental issues will disappear, and then we'll sit around and talk it all out. That may work with some folks, but for the most part, soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, male or female, generally are type A people. They run marathons, they race cars, they hunt, they shoot, they mountain climb. These are things that were their life. But in the VA's mind, this is bad. You need to sit around and discuss your feelings, not go out and participate in life and discuss your feelings with those non-professionals, fellow veterans, people who've been there. Because the clinicians are doctors, psychiatrists, they're educated. What would a dummy that went to basic training at Lackland Air Force Base or Great Lakes Naval Station, Fort Benning, Georgia, or Parris Island know about taking care of his fellow veteran? Last I looked, that's what the military does. You take care of one another, from a platoon to a squad to a company to a battalion. That's how we survive. In the VA's eyes, we talk about it and we give you medication. However, groups are finding that if we take and put these veterans back into a situation that is normal to them, be it hunting, shooting, skydiving, horseback riding, they have great success. They feel needed. They'll open up and talk to their fellow veterans. Couple that with professional care, and most of these veterans recover. But the overlooked issue is that the VA compounds the problems by not giving the veterans what they need most, which is to streamline the benefits process. It takes initially 6 months to get an initial award from the VA for disability, upwards of a minimum 18 months for an appeal, just to hear an answer. Then you have to fill the appeal forms out, and that takes another 2 years. This is ridiculous. We have injured soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines of all generations. They've lost limbs. They can't work because of age issues from military service injuries. Yet the VA drags it out. These same troops go and apply for Social Security disability with the same paperwork that they've given the Department of Veterans Affairs Benefits Division. And in 6 to 8 months, they're now getting disability payments from SSA. This is all well and good, and they deserve it. but they also deserve to get their disability payments from the VA, especially if you're unable to work because of service-related injuries. And it doesn't have to be combat-related to make you disabled. You could have gotten crushed in an industrial accident, have a bad parachute landing, miss a rappel rope and fall out of a helicopter. Accidents in the military happen. And the Department of Veterans Affairs adds to the stress that veterans have by delaying and delaying and delaying their benefits. We've earned that right. They need to get it to us. VAB needs to be reviewed and changed. The system is part of the problem, and no one wants to address it. This is what we need to change to help reduce our veterans' stress.